Hello, I'm Philip Brunelle, Artistic Director and founder of Vocal Essence and organist, choirmaster at Plymouth Congregational Church in Minneapolis. It was 31 years ago that as part of Vocal Essence, I thought we needed to know more about African American composers. Yes, we knew that they existed and we knew about jazz and we knew about spirituals, but what about classical music that might have been composed over the many, many years? And so I began digging into all of this idea and found that, of course, there were hundreds of wonderful composers. One of them that was fascinating to me was a woman named Florence Price. Florence was born in 1887, died in 1953. And I love the fact that today's broadcast of these musical moments marks number 50 in the sequence of pieces and composers that we have done. Florence was one of the first African American female composers, and in fact, her Symphony Number 1 was the first piece by an African American woman to be performed by the Chicago Symphony in 1933. She composed more than 300 works, many of them classical, but she also did a number of popular songs, and she accompanied silent films. For the popular songs, she gave herself a pseudonym, VJ, V-E-E-J-A-Y. But she also, of course, wrote for organ, and she wrote a number of very sweet pieces which were typical of that period of back in the 1920s, 1930s. And so amongst them was this little song, a text by Elizabeth Coatsworth called Song for Snow. And if you can just imagine, in that period of the 20s and 30s, more so than perhaps today, so if it was something about snow, we had to have some staccato little notes, so that it felt like snowflakes coming. So this is her little piece for soprano, alto, tenor, bass, and piano called Song for Snow, which begins with these words: "The earth is lighter than the sky, the world is wider than in spring. The earth is lighter, it is swung. Along white roads the sleighs go by. Icily sweet, icily sweet." Florence Price, as I mentioned, wrote several symphonies. We performed one of them some years ago at one of our witness concerts at Orchestra Hall. She also, of course, was performed by people such as Marian Anderson, Roland Hayes, and Leontine Price. I found her music to be, in a way, very traditional because it fit that particular time that she lived, but also with these wonderful little endings so that you came along, as I just did, you know, and then you had suddenly. We have recorded 4 CDs of music by African American composers, and on the 4th one, witness number 4, we include music of Florence Price. In the last few years, suddenly, again, people are discovering, oh, this woman exists. And so her music has become known and performed by orchestras and also by soloists because, as I mentioned, more than 300 pieces are existing. I'd like to move to the organ for the other piece because Florence was an organist and she performed and played a number of pieces that are very, what would I call them, sort of mood pieces with titles like Retrospective and things like that. So this is one of Florence Price's pieces for organ. And with that, let me just say, have a wonderful day.